So I was fortunate to take several constitutional law classes from David P. Currie. And he was a bit of a performer. He did theater, he did Gilbert and Sullivan operas. But the interesting thing about his class was invariably, like every single class, you would read about a Supreme Court case. You would go into the class and you had read the case and said, okay, so the majority said this, the minority said this, and most of the time you would think, well, the majority was right. And he would convince you in the space of one class that, in fact, the majority was wrong. And at first it was like, is this a game? Is this like just kind of a, okay, I can take these kids who don't know much and I can make them think the other thing? And after a while I realized it wasn't a game at all. And I took away 2 lessons from that, which have helped me for 35 years. And the first lesson was the importance of storytelling. You know, David had this experience in theater and opera, and he knew how to tell a story and how to communicate effectively. And sometimes lawyers don't learn that. Sometimes lawyers get so hung up in facts, they forget about, you know, trying to tell a story very, very well. And so that ability to tell a story and convince people without it being, you know, banging over the head was very, very important. But the second element, and probably even the more powerful thing I took away from that, was respect. Because, you know, those folks who write these minority opinions, they're Supreme Court justices. They're not fools. And, you know, whether you think you have the right side of that argument or the wrong side of the argument, it was all about respect for other people and other people's ideas. So I have been fortunate in serving as the CEO of 3 public companies. People say, oh, you know, you just tell people what to do. Nonsense, right? You have to coerce, you have to cajole, you have to convince. And the way you do that is by persuading, but not by persuading in an obvious way. You do it by telling stories. And that's what people remember. They don't remember, you know, do this for earnings. They remember a story about how you succeeded for a client. I mean, if you are a person who has that ability to respect others and the ability to not only tell stories, but listen to other people, you're gonna have a more fulfilling human experience. And I think I have been able to get that in large part because of the training here and being with Professor Currie.